Oh, hi, I'm Quincas and I'm a synth DIY guy, and welcome to today's video, which is about the Orba by Artiphon. This thing over here, a really cool little instrument, almost like a toy, but it actually is surprisingly capable. It has a built-in synthesizer that you can actually program yourself via the app to create your own sounds and presets. It has a few different instrument tracks, so you can have one for chords, one for maybe a lead, one for a bass, and one for that percussion stuff. Right? It even has a built-in looper that you can use to create some sketches of ideas that you can then continue on the computer, adding stuff to it, and it's just really fun and nice. There are already a lot of videos online talking about these other features of using it standalone, its built-in sounds, and the looper, but what I'm interested in is using it as a controller for the modular, because this thing actually sends out MIDI over Bluetooth or over the USB-C connector over here, and it puts out MIDI information based on a number of interesting gestures that you don't normally get. So besides the actual note that you play, the velocity and pressure of that note, you also get the tilt motion, right? You get a spinning gesture and an up and down movement one, and all of these put out information via MIDI CC numbers. So I've configured my FH2 module, which is a MIDI to CV converter for the Eurorack, and this is the computer app that allows you to quickly configure it. And what I've done is I've set up the FH2's 8 outputs to respond to this thing. So the first 4 are a MIDI to CV converter, basically gate, CV, velocity, and pressure. And then the other 4 are the more esoteric gestures. So radiate, for example, which is a movement from center outward, like that, right? There is the tilt motion, the spin motion, and the up and down move, right? So when I plug this in via USB to my modular now, I will be able to control this patch I made with only the Orba. And let's have a look at the patch. So basically what I've done is I've set up the Hertz donut as the main voice, right? So it's going through a VCA. The VCA is being controlled by an envelope generator over here on the big rack, which is being triggered by the gate output of the Orba via the FH2 MIDI to CV converter, right? And the pitch output of the Orba is controlling the Hertz donut pitch. Velocity is controlling volume. The pressure is controlling the fold parameter, and the radiate is controlling the modulation parameter over here. So that's the first 5 outputs of the Orba coming out of FH2. Now the piston Honda contains 2 oscillators, and we're controlling the pitch of one with the spin motion and the pitch of the other with the move motion. And since I'm sending them to stereo, left and right, you should be able to really hear very clearly the effect of one motion versus the other. It might not be the most musical patch in the world, but I think it's going to illustrate the potential of the Artiphon ORBA as an alternative controller for a modular synthesizer. So let's do a little performance with it, shall we? Okay, so thank you for watching. I hope you liked the video. I hope you like the Orba as a modular controller. It's certainly very experimental, but a lot of fun. And that's it. Stay tuned for the next videos. See you soon, and stay noisy.